Welcome back to the Girl Cave. Do you have something like this? This notes everywhere in different notebooks, just sheets of paper, sticky notes. Yeah, this is what my life has become. But this is what my life used to be, and I want to go back to this. I'm going to share with you what I used to do that kept me organized and on track with all of my creative ideas. This is my passion book, and it is just another composition notebook. This is something very similar to the bullet journal, but it's not, I don't keep like a daily calendar, and I certainly don't make it cute. But it allows me to put down all of my to-do lists, all of my goal lists, and keep track of things. So I'm going to share with you my table of contents. So it's just a regular composition notebook. I did cover this side with pretty scrapbook paper because that's what we do, right? And then I wrote myself a sticky note here, and this is the schedule that I was keeping previously. And I would like to go back to this schedule because it's what really worked for me. I was always organized. I was always very productive. And I need to go back to that. So in the morning, I had my devotional time and spent 30 minutes organizing before leaving for work. So it was either organizing or crafting or whatever. Now, for the most part, I have been able to keep up with this section. So in the morning before work, I'll come in here and I'll do I'll read my Bible. And then if I have time, I'll work on a scrapbook layout. But I really need to get back into my quilting. And I think in the mornings, I should just work on my quilting. And then in the afternoon, my scrapbook. I don't know. I'm going to set a schedule with that. And then in the afternoon, I had an hour after school where I did my hand quilting. I did 30 minutes of something creative. And then 1 hour after dinner, I would read. And then here, I'm going to show with you the key to my bullet journal. I call it my passion notebook. So let me give you a close-up right there. So if there's a line through the square, it means that I started that project. If it's an X, I mean that I completed. Some things are canceled, that's the way life is. Migrated means that I moved it to the next month. If it has a deadline, I put a little clock symbol, little asterisk if it's something that's important or that I want to remember. Inspiration is a little heart, questions, and ideas. Very simple. And I kept it there because, while you're developing the habit, it might be a little easier to refer back to it, how you want it to mark it so that everything is the same. This is just some ideas that I had for quilting patterns. So I have to add this to the notebook. And then I kept an index. So the first thing I did was I numbered every single sheet of, and please forgive my hands, I was painting. I numbered the page all the way to the back. I won't show you the last page because there's something there that I can't share. So on page number 7, I listed all of my subscriptions. What am I subscribed to? When does it expire? When did I send the last payment? At this point, the only thing that I'm subscribed to is RTS over on Patreon. And that's the way I want to keep it because I had so many subscriptions coming in as far as magazines, and they were just piling up and I wasn't really enjoying them. The first 2 pages, I have my index. Now, if I run out of this, I have a 3rd page. If I run out of space, then I can just write on this side as well. Now, for the subscriptions, I just wrote the magazine names and the date that it expired, things like that. The year at a glance. So I would just make a little chart. And then I didn't write everything that happened during that month, just the things that I was really looking forward to. So in January of 2017, I was going scrapbooking at the church. I had a quilt retreat at Camp Blanding. Then in March, so I was trying to make sure that I had something to look forward to every single month as far as creative or going out with friends and things like that. What else did I have here? So I had the year at a glance, my pack that was just my friends, my close friends. I had their address, I had their birthdays, their spouse's name and phone number, contact information that I needed, and I knew exactly where to get it in case I needed it, right? And then I had a reading log, what I was reading during the year. So I kept 2017, 2018, 2019 on the same page because apparently I didn't read that much those years. I kept my summer goals, the projects completed in these 2 years, things that I made with my Cricut. I kept a log, the handmade Christmas gifts. I kept a list of what I was making for people. My scrapbooking projects that I wanted to create in 2019 were there. And then so on and so, oh, look here, I had scrapbooking notes. So if I found some kind of information that I wanted to write down, I would keep it there. Color combinations that I found that I love, I would cut out the picture and keep it there. Quotes that I like. I went into a season where I was making a lot of t-shirts for coworkers. And so I kept some design specifications there so I wouldn't forget. My mask orders when COVID hit, I kept them there. And then for some reason, I stopped writing things down after September 2020. And that's when my focus just almost vanished. I would start things and not finish them. I would lose them. I started keeping notes everywhere. And then I had difficulty finding things or remembering what I was working on. So I know for myself, this work, I'm going back to this. So let me do a quick flip through of my notebook. So the first few pages I left blank because that's going to be for my table of content. Then I kept my subscription information, my year at a glance. Then I had the pack information, so I won't share that because it has people's information. Let's see the reading log on page 15. Okay, so my goal was to read 6 books in 2017. Those were the books that I read. And I wrote little notes. So like this one, the memory quilt, it took me a week to read it. And I wrote, it was a little bit boring. On Chain of Kentucky was super boring. Things like that. I was just, just finding books and trying to read. 2018 did not set a goal, which I only read 5 books. But you know what? I read 5 books. 2019, I had a goal of 6 books and I only read 2. This is what my monthly page looks like. So January of 2017, I write down what do I have. I write down what's on my design wall. So I had the Merry Merry Snowman quilt and I had the Let It Snow wool applique. And then what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to add the applique borders. I wanted to add the finishing border. I wanted to assemble the blocks of another quilt that I was working on, which was en Provence. And then I wanted to create my December mini, which is a little mini quilt that I completed. So I completed all of those goals. I would choose a UFO to work on, and that is an unfinished object. And for that year, I wanted to work on Garden Time, which was a block of the month by Pat Sloan, and it was from 2003. And this is 2017, but I had it in my closet and I wasn't working on it. So obviously I worked on it a little bit, but I didn't finish it. So I made the little arrow saying that it migrated to the next month. And then 2017's on my design wall, I still had the Merry Merry Snowman, but I moved up the en Provence. So that means that I finished Let It Snow. And then this is what I wanted to complete on this quilt. I wanted to stitch the arms. I wanted to add the buttons. So I break it down into smaller steps, because if I just say I want to work on this, it's not a clear specific goal. So I would write down the steps that I needed to complete in order to finish that project. And I only did 2. I didn't complete all, so these moved on to the next one. UFO, I was working on Garden Time still, did not finish it. kept moving. Let's see, what else did I have? 2017. So then the other months look pretty much the same. I'm going to show you what the summer goals look like for 2017, or should I show you my summer goals for this year? Let's see what I have for 2017, page 20. Let's see, what were my summer goals in 2017? So I have from June 1st to July 31st, I wanted to work on my sister's beach house quilt, and notice there was a deadline there. And I broke it down into step by step. So I had to purchase the fabric, cut the fabric, piece it, applique. So I did all of this part, and then the back side, I didn't work on that. So this was moved forward. I should have an arrow here pushing it to the next one. I needed to purge my magazines, which I finished. I wanted to visit my boys, which I did. I wanted to visit my mom. And I wrote myself, make sure that she shows me her stained glass project. And I did not get to see that because it was still at the studio. So I wrote myself little notes to remember. The doggy beds, I always work on dog beds whenever there is a Christmas break, summer break, or spring break. That's the first thing that I do. That first day of each break, I sit down and I make dog beds, and then I take them to the shelter. I wanted to clean my machines. I wanted to clean my room, organize the wool. So I did all of that. I wanted to trace the Proverbs 31. That was a little wool applique. It's not a quilt. It is I have it hanging over my closet door, and I have it framed. It's wool applique, and it's all done by hand, and it's got the Proverbs 31 that says she seeks wool and flax and works willingly with her hands, but in the old English. So it's really, really beautiful, and I did not work on it, so I moved it. And every single month pretty much looks the same. I'm gonna show you, do I have anything different there? What else? Summer 22 goals, page 57. Okay. Here I have these two things that I found that I want to incorporate into my notebook. So after school rules, obviously for me, they're going to be different because I don't have kids, but I can still do this. Like, instead of hang up my backpack, it would be, did you hang up your purse? Put your shoes away instead of just leaving them by the couch when I crash. Clean out my lunchbox, because I can tell you, at least 3 times I've left my lunchbox in the car right before a long weekend. It is not good. It is not good. Those are funny stories that I have. Wash your hands, had a snack, and then relax. I never forget this part. Never forget this part. I don't have homework. I would like to do 20 minutes of reading. Maybe if I did it after school, it would be a lot better than just spending an hour, 2 hours on my iPad. You know, maybe I should incorporate that. Chores, and then pack my backpack and lunches for the next day. And then after all of this is done, then I can use my electronics. So I'm going to start incorporating that. And then this, I really, really love this. And these things I found on Pinterest. So this is by Lindsay Rambles. And it says at the beginning of each month, this is start by scheduling your month with a lunch date with a friend, 24-hour social media free, 1 day outdoors, a night out with friends, a date night, a breakfast meetup with friends, a date with your kids, which this is pretty much impossible for me unless we just have like FaceTime dates because they're in other states. Movie night, 1 day of serving others, and then a date for myself. These were my goals for this year. Get back on track. Boom. That is, if I had to just title my goals, that's what it is. Get back on track. Take all of these things, put them in my notebook, and focus on using this at least on a weekly basis. Look at it and make sure that I've been working on it. So, hello. I need to finish the flamingo quilt. It's been on my design wall for more than 2 years. And I'm almost done. I need to fix one block. and then I need to finish the other block and then just put them together. I'm almost done, but again, unless I see my list, I need to see my list and I need to focus on getting back on track. Finish and mail Monica's gift. Still sitting there. I need to take a whole day and sit on, because if you work on Cricut, you know that it's a great machine. It's wonderful, but it takes time because you have to sit on your computer and you have to work on the design, and then you have to cut the project and then finish the project on your whatever material you're using. So I'm making her a tire cover for her Jeep. So I've got all the materials, which I needed to order vinyl. I ordered that, and I have the tire cover. Is just sitting down, working on the design and getting it done. Film the rest of Through the Rainbow videos. I want to work on that because I'm having surgery in December and I won't be able to do much for that month. So I want to make sure that I have a lot of things done ahead of time. Make my eye appointment with the cornea specialist. That already happened. That's part of my issue. So that's why I won't be able to. I'm gonna be blind in December. And I'm terrified about that because everything that I enjoy, I need to see clearly. So quilting, scrapbooking, reading. What am I going to do in December? I don't know. Like, I need to try and see if I can get into the audiobooks. My husband says he's going to get me Braille. I don't know. I'm laughing, but I don't think it's funny. I'm just scared. I need to schedule some other appointments. I already went to see my cardiologist. I got an A+. I scheduled my appointment with Dr. Reed. I went there, so now I have to go for my colonoscopy. Yay! That's so much fun. Visit my mom, visit my friend Jessica, go to the pool with Terry. I want to film my 30 Days of Gratitude project again because I'm trying to get as much done ahead of time, even though that's not for December, but I want to get ahead of the game. I need to make numbers for my friend Diane. So when I work on my sister's gift, because that's with the Cricut, then I'll do both at the same time. Prepare menu ideas for the Mediterranean diet. Oh my Lord. I wanted to try this, but I can't find recipes that I really like. I don't know. I'm not finding them. It's like as soon as they talk about kale, I'm like, nope. And I fast forward. Or they talk about, I was like, nope, that's not part of my menu. So if you have good, easy, that don't require weird ingredients like kale, because no, this girl don't like kale. I don't like, no, not happening. Film day 17 of 30 Days of Sketches. That was done. Clean the girl cave. That started. It's pretty much done, but before the end of the summer, I would like to clean it one more time after Mr. Pochi leaves. I'm going to show you this. Hold on. Don't get dizzy, but I want to show you this. This is what happens every time I'm filming. Look at him. Yeah, we're talking about you, buddy. We're talking about you. That's what he does all the time. Okay, am I back on frame? I think so. Hopefully I'm not all... Okay, the girl cave, I'm going to clean it again because he lies down there and he sheds. So I have white table. Like, as soon as he goes back to live with his daddy, which hopefully is next week, I'm going to wipe down the furniture again and then sweep and mop the floor. But everything else is done. Like, I wipe down the walls. I wipe down everything that's in the room. I clean the shelves. Everything is done, except I need to do this table one more time. Clean out the pantry. I haven't done that yet. Clean out the Tupperwares. I did that yesterday. I sat on the floor and I took all the Tupperwares out. I made sure that everybody had lids. I don't know. Like, people say that the Tupperwares multiply. For me, it's the lids. I had at least 6 lids to no Tupperware. So I threw them away. I'm like, what? Where are these Tupperwares? Like, I think my husband takes them out into the garage for whatever reason and then never brings them back in. So I got rid of them. Get a painting ready. I want to work on painting, but it's so difficult because, you know, there's not a lot of space. So my husband told me to just set up a table in the front bedroom, which is one of the guest rooms, and it has great light. He says, just set a table, leave it there, and work on it little by little every single day. So I think I'm going to work on that. Visit Brandon. That is Mr. Pochi's dad, and we're going to be visiting him hopefully this week and take Pochi back. He just closed on his first home, and Pochi has not seen his new place. And then print out the monthly calendar for summer. Well, guess what? It is already the end of June, but I need to do this. I really do need to do this. Make the dog beds. I already did that, but I would like to maybe make a little bit more before I leave and then do a whole deep clean of the house. That is going to happen in July, right before school. And I get in my closet and I take all the clothes out, and whatever doesn't fit me anymore or whatever I don't want anymore is going to get donated. And then I really look at my wardrobe, and my goal is to create a capsule wardrobe. So that's what I am going to be working on. And I know it says stay at home mom, but whatever. I'm a stay at home mom. I'm a stay at home grandma to Pochi. No, that would be life goals right there. I'll be staying home pretty soon. So that is the list that I have. Oh, fix a shirt. I had a t-shirt sitting at my chair. I kid you not, maybe 2 years. I finally fixed it. Hem the dresses. I did that. I need to purge my closet, which is what I do when I do the whole house clean, and then prep my capsule wardrobe. Then I started a list of my photos that I already scrapped and what I have on Google Cloud, what I have printed, and I'm working on Google Cloud and going through each section and just marking off. And then the last page of my notebook, I have some information. It has like the warranty to my computer, so I have the information, the receipt taped there. I have passwords, which I know you're not supposed to write them down, but listen, I'm 56. I was struggling with keeping myself organized. I did it. I didn't write the whole password out, but just enough of it to remind me what it is. So you know how in different websites you have a different username? So I wrote like the beginning few letters of the username to remind me what it was, and then the first 2 letters of my password to trigger the memory. So I'm gonna be working on passing all of these little notes into here, getting my passion book back up to date, and I'm gonna work on this because I know that this worked for me before, and I want to see if it helps me get through this year with a little bit more clarity, a little bit more focus. I'm going to take a little pause here for just a second because I have an announcement to make. A few videos ago, I had a giveaway where if you guessed the amount of money that I spent on my international scrapbooking weekend haul, then I would give you some goodies. And these are just the ones, some of the products that I was giving away from that haul, but I'm going to add a little bit more things to this and give it away. And the question was like, how much did I actually spend that weekend on that haul? And I had a lot of people, oh my gosh, some people guessed like 567, and I was sweating because I hadn't really tallied it up. I just kept putting things in the cart, and I was like, oh, hit, PayPal, let's go. So I was afraid. I was like, oh Lord, if I spend $500 on scrapbooking paper and supplies, I'm going to I need an intervention. I was scared. I really was. And I had two ladies come really, really close. Sharon Barakman guessed that I had spent $203.76, and Joni Scott guessed that I had spent $211.36. And I'm going to say that I was thinking, no way, I spent more than that. But the deals were really good this year. I have to say, even with the grab bags that I got a grab bag from Peachy Cheap, and I got one from Hip Kit. Remember that I ordered from Scrapbook Generation, but that one, really, I didn't have a lot there. I only had like $45 from them because throughout the year, because they have the banquet program, like you can order, like if you see one sheet of paper, you can put it in your cart and pay for it at that time. So that really wasn't where I spent my money. I really spent my money this year at scrapbook.com. And I spent $95 there. So between the Hip Kits, Joann's, and the Peachy Cheap grab bag, it all added up to only $206 even. $206 even. So the winner of my little grab bag here is Sharon Barakman. She guessed $203.76. So she was only $2.24 off. So congratulations, Sharon. Please send me an email to a note from Jeanette at yahoo.com, or you can reach out to me through Messenger on Facebook. And that way I can get your address and mail you these few goodies and a few other things. Congratulations again. And now for the rest of this video. So that is my passion book. This is how I stay organized. And you know what? It's also kind of a journal because you see what you've done in the previous years, and it's just lovely. Now, the drawback of this is that I'm a little OCD. So if I make a mistake, I hate using whiteout. But I also didn't want to start ripping out pages. So I didn't go for a spiral notebook because of that. I need to work on accepting that I can make mistakes. And that is possibly the hardest thing for me because I don't like to see whiteout or scribbles. Just like I have to teach myself. It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of life. And it's okay to get messy every once in a while. So that is why I chose the format of a composition notebook and not a notebook where I could tear out pages. And the first thing that I did was number every single page so that I'm not allowed to rip out pages. I have to learn to live with my mistakes. Thank you for spending time with me and allowing me to chat and be real with you. I appreciate you so much. Come back again next week. Bye.